My brother came off the organ donor register the month my daughter went on the list. My daughter Mia was 8 when her kidneys started failing. By that spring, the doctors told us she needed a transplant or she wouldn't see her 10th birthday. They tested me first, not a match. My wife Dana wasn't a match either. A living donor from the family was our best shot, they said, and everyone's eyes turned to my younger brother Cole. Cole and Mia had always been close. Every birthday, taught her to ride a bike, called her kiddo. When I asked him to get tested, he said yes before I finished the sentence. Then 2 days before his appointment, he canceled. Something came up at work, he texted. I called him. Cole, this is Mia. Work can wait. I'll reschedule. I promise. He didn't reschedule. He stopped answering my calls. And that weekend, my mother let something slip. Did you know Cole took himself off the donor register? She said. The whole thing. Not just the living stuff, the deceased list too. Your father saw the letter on his counter. Nobody comes off the deceased register. It costs you nothing to stay on it. You have to sit down and deliberately fill out a form to say that even after you're dead, they can't have any part of you. I drove to his apartment at 9 p.m. He opened the door 6 inches. I know you took yourself off the register. I said, it's my body. Now you won't even get tested. I have a needle thing. I never told anyone. You gave blood at the office drive in October. Mom has the photo. He went quiet. His hand stayed on the door. Let me in. I said, it's late. Let me in. Or I stand out here and yell until your neighbors hear all of it. He let me in. His place was spotless in the way a place gets when someone's been sitting in it not sleeping. I sat down. He didn't. Just get tested. I said, if you're not a match, fine. But you already know something. You wouldn't crawl off a register you've been on since you were 17 unless you were scared of what a test would find. There's nothing to find. Then get tested tomorrow. I can't. Why not? I just can't, okay? I stood up. My daughter is on a machine 4 hours a day. She asks me why Uncle Cole stopped coming. And you can't give me a reason. That's when he said it so low I almost missed it. Because it would show up. What would show up? He wouldn't look at me. The match would be too close. Too close for what? You're her uncle. Uncles get tested all the time. He put his face in his hands. I called Dana from the car. She answered on the first ring, which she only does when she's already awake and afraid. I'm at Cole's, I said. He said a test would show the match is too close. The line went silent. Not a bad connection silence. The kind where the person on the other end has stopped breathing. Dana, come home, she said. Please just come home. Too close for an uncle means what, Dana? I looked it up in the driveway. Too close means a parent. She started crying. Not the surprised kind. The kind you cry when a thing you buried 9 years ago finally claws its way up through the floor. It was before we were serious, she whispered. One time. I didn't know until she was 2, and by then you loved her so much, and you let me test first, I said. You watched me sit in that chair and give blood knowing I could never match her. You let me hope. I was scared. I drove back up to Cole's building and used the buzzer until he answered. You'd let her die, I said, so nobody finds out she's yours. If I donate, they run the genetics. Mom, Dad, you. She is 9 years old. I know what she is. His voice cracked. You think I don't know what she is? Then why the register? Why the letter? Because if I'm not on any list, no coordinator ever calls me. No test ever happens. I never have to be in the same room as that result. I stood in his hallway and I understood, finally, exactly what my brother was. He wasn't afraid of needles. He'd built a paper wall around himself so that the truth could never reach the one machine that would prove it, and he'd rather my daughter's heart stop than let that wall come down. You took yourself off the register, I said, so that being her father could never be entered into a computer. That's what you chose. He didn't deny it. He just looked at me, and behind his eyes I could see him already doing it, already deciding I couldn't prove a word without the test he'd made impossible. So I held up my phone, still recording, the way it had been since I buzzed his door. You just said all of it, I told him. Every word. And the swab in your bathroom trash from your cheek tonight is already in a bag in my pocket.